Hey guys, how you doing? Bobby here, founder and CEO of hōmhub. It's been fun, guys. I'm doing a series here about um, really why did so many prop tech companies fail over the last 2 decades? It's a journey, guys. It's abusive. Uh, uh, going after a prop tech startup because you really have to be somebody that understands the intricacies of this business. I unequivocally believe that there'll never be some kid in the garage or someone that enters this space and disrupts it on a massive level who wasn't a practitioner within it. I just don't believe it. I don't know if I believe it, right? I granted, a lot of ideas come from outsiders. I think that's relatively easy when you start talking about uh, disrupting the taxi business, right? I think that's relatively easy when you start talking about disrupting, the hospitality or short-term rental, not rental, excuse me, short-term, rental industry and Airbnb-ish. I'm not discounting what these guys have accomplished because these are some mega billion-dollar companies. But when you start talking about the real estate space and you start talking about how fragmented it is, and you start talking about the messaging, the people, the technology, the resistance, you're talking about an industry who can't get on the same page about anything. They can get on the same page about the commission, right? Won't agree to anything. And truth be told, it's that thing. There's no unity within the industry, which I talk about that in, some of the other videos. It's a very fragmented mindset type of industry. And that contributes to its ability it's the madness, the mayhem of it almost contributes to it being easy, but at the same time difficult to disrupt and displace. It's very intriguing to me to think about. And sometimes what seems obvious is not obvious, right? And then what you think will work, then it may not be the right timing. And that, my friends, is video number 4 today. Timing. The greatest ingredient, of any startup, uh, um, more so than money and more so than idea. I've seen companies who have horrible ideas at, at, at the right time and they make it. And I've seen companies who have great ideas at the wrong time and they flounder. Well funded, both sides well funded. And we're not going to say this one is well funded, that one wasn't. Well funded, but timing. When we started this journey, and for those who've been following me, this journey started back with DOS, right? I started a company named DOS, which uh, uh, hōmhub is built on a chassis of DOS before we made the pivot. And we pioneered, my team and I, in spite of some of the big brands that want to claim that they founded smart home search. DOS, my team and I did that back in 2017. I'll give you the video link so you can look at it at the bottom of this video. We founded that. We did that in 2017. We did that 8 years before ChatGPT was a thing. We did that, with IBM Watson. That's how long ago that was. And then it migrated into us using Google and Dialogflow. Bobby Bryant and his team with DOS pioneered smart home search, but the timing wasn't right. The consumer wasn't ready. The industry wasn't ready. The data wasn't ready, wasn't clean. The technology was still young, hadn't quite worked all the kinks out. Imagine now you all you got to do is go in and tat 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 tat, ChatGPT, Gemini, tat 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 tat, or ask, and it just comes with this language model that just does all this stuff, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Back then, you know what we had to do? We had to handwrite every question and every answer. We had to give it the question and the answer. There was no language models. Timing. The tech was new. People weren't ready. The industry was still fighting and reeling to stay on. They were actually more united then than they are now. Timing. My team and I, we raised money, raised just short of $2 million. We traveled to the biggest brokerage entity holding company in the country, probably the world, Realogy. We pitched it to the then CEOs of $1 billion company. They loved it. But I think they too knew we were early. Right idea at the wrong time. Matter of fact, I'll say right here on this recording, one of the CEOs walked up to me and he said, if we don't invest into your company, you're going to take over us. I was like, well, cut the check. Let's go. What would you say if the CEO of $1 billion company came to you and said that? Because we rocked that. Like, we're talking 2017, 2018, and we actually have where you could pull out your mobile device and say, hey, I want you to show me houses for sale in Biloxi, Mississippi, in Manhattan, New York. And I want you to show me something that's under this price, this many bedrooms, bathrooms. I want vaulted ceilings, wood floors on a quiet street. And as a matter of fact, I want white kitchen cabinets. Like, just drilling in on that search instantly. We did that in 2017, 2018. People weren't ready. So yeah, the pioneer of smart home search, DOS and the DOS team at that time. It's on wax. Google it. So while everybody's trying to claim, we're the first and we've done this. No, you didn't. You're bigger. You got more money today. Yeah. So, but no, you didn't invent that. We did. And so the timing. And so here we are now. Everything is in alignment. That's why I'm so excited about hōmhub. And that's why I wanted to kind of talk about this process. So other prop tech companies who are alongside with us and maybe going after other verticals within the space can hear, this journey, but timing. Now the real estate industry is fragile, right? You're post NAR lawsuit, losing that, right? They're getting fought from within, right? It is the epitome of the art of war. And I'm talking about NAR. Brokers are lost. They don't know what to do. Agents aren't closing deals. We got 72% of realtors still, as of December, almost the middle of December, at the end of the year, still hadn't even closed a transaction yet. Technology is reaching its peak or just getting started. So everything is now in alignment. So we've come, and now we started developing, and we rebranded and we pivoted into hōmhub. I understand the benefits of this technology. We created it for the real estate industry. And we're sitting here now today in what couldn't be the most ideal time. People are ready now. You got a tech native consumer in alpha generation who's just entering the home buying. You have millennials, and you got a whole generation of kids now who just think different, function different, who actually hate middlemen. But how can we blend all of that? How can we blend and take advantage of this perfect timing? You know, I had my mentor tell me, because I remember sitting down with a mentor of mine, and I'm just like, man, wow, you know, I couldn't understand. And and and, and we both had come to the conclusion that we had a great idea. It just the timing was wrong. And then he said this, he said, Bobby, my boy, I want you to understand that too early and too late are both called bad timing. Too early and too late. And what you have to do is just figure out that timing thing. Good founders, they figure out the right time. And that sat with me. So I had to sit back and develop. I had to sit back and develop as we waited. And you start noticing certain things taking place in the industry. And you're like, aha, take note. Boy, if this happened and this happened and this happened, it's going to be the right time. Guys, it was a Babe Ruth moment. All of a sudden, all of that happened. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's like storm chasing. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You start developing. Because the right time it's arriving. You can smell it, you can feel it. Right? You know, I can't help but when I think of, you know, some companies, I mean, guys, want you to think about Airbnb. Perfect timing. It was a financial crisis. It was a big campaign going on. I'm not going to say, because, you know, I don't want people to get distracted from this message. So, but you know, if you know the Airbnb story, you know, hotels were expensive. People needed extra income. Consumers were suddenly open to staying in strangers' houses. Like, think about that. Smartphones and online payments were finally mainstream enough to make trust at scale possible. This Airbnb and the timing advantage, economic pressure, mobile internet adoption. Yeah, think about when they founded themselves. It was early 2000s, guys. See, so what seems so common now, then it wasn't common. Financial crisis. People needed additional ways to make money. So there go Airbnb. Zoom. Guys, think about Zoom. Skype's been sitting there like just in waiting and growing. How did Zoom come in and just say, wow, and just surpass Skype? Think about that. Perfect timing. It was COVID. They exploded. Zoom quietly built a product that was simpler and more reliable than the enterprise video tools, Skype. When the world shut down, Zoom was already ready. The timing advantage, remote work went from optional to mandatory overnight. Netflix, right? Netflix, perfect timing. We talking about what, the late 2000s to early, 2010, something like that. Netflix moved from DVDs to streaming just as broadband penetration and smart devices reach critical mass. Timing. The advantage there was internet speeds have improved. They took advantage of that just enough to make streaming frictionless. See, some technology, sometimes you got to wait for technology to evolve. Got the right idea, but is it there yet? And when it gets there, you got your business method and model ready. You got your team ready to take advantage of it. Hell, they may even have to be retrained. Shopify. Think about it. The rise of DTC and social commerce. And entrepreneurs wanted to sell directly to consumers without Amazon or big retail. Facebook, Instagram, and digital ads created demand for independent stores. Man, their timing advantage, e-commerce tools caught up with creator and small business ambitions. I mean, think about this, guys. And lastly, Slack. For all my tech guys out here, right? If you're in prop tech, I got to believe you understand what Slack is, right? But perfect timing, the shift from email to real-time collaboration, right? Teams were becoming more, distributed, right? And work was moving faster. Email felt slow and fragmented, right? Timing advantage, the cloud software maturity, cultural shift toward agile teams. It's just really interesting when you think of these companies and you study their story. We start talking about real estate. Hey, no matter how you feel about Zillow, right? Perfect timing. You're talking about post 2006, the housing bubble and data democratization, right? Consumers lost trust in the traditional gatekeepers after the housing crash. People wanted transparency, pricing history, and self-education before talking to an agent. Agents that wasn't available at that time, right? Zillow didn't replace agents. It replaced information asymmetry, right? I mean, think about that. Public distrust in institutions, government MLS data becoming digital ties. That's what the advantage was. Consumers starting their home search online. Now 90% does it. It didn't happen before Zillow, right? I mean, it just really, when we start looking at, think about Open Door, no matter that journey, perfect timing, the iBuyer curiosity, instant gratification culture. Got to take advantage of that, right? Open Door didn't succeed because flipping houses was new. They didn't create flipping houses, no different than Airbnb didn't create short-term rentals, right? It succeeded because certainty became value. Imagine that, making certainty valuable. That's what Open Door did. So we have to think about timing. Timing is the number one ingredient, guys, and it is. And if a prop tech startup who I've been seeing ideas. Have y'all ever heard of Alry? Alry, early 2000s, a company called Alry. I forget the lady's name who founded Alry, but I tell you what, she was sharp as shit. And the thing is she made it all the way to the top 5 on TechCrunch Disrupt. I challenge you guys. Matter of fact, look at it below. I'm going to put the link below. I want you guys to watch it. And I want you to imagine that she's today in 2025 going into 2026. If everything that she created back then, we're talking about early 2000s. Matter of fact, I'm wrong. It was 2012. It was 2012. If she were to pitch that today, if she were to launch that today, her company would be a $1 billion company. No doubt in my mind. Great idea. Wrong time. Same thing happened to me. Same thing happened to us. Same thing happened to Doss. Great idea. Wrong time. And so my message here, guys, is master your moment. Know that, is it the right time for us to launch this, right? How do I stay alive financially? How do I stay alive financially while we continue to improve and dog pedal in this big blue abyss called the ocean while our wave arrives? While our wave arrives. That's what smart founders do. And I had to learn that. And I have. Therefore, hōmhub will be launching next month in January 2026.
hōmhub.